All right, so you're forming an LLC and you wanna make sure you're handling your taxes correctly from the get-go. High five, you're my people. Keep listening and we're gonna talk about how to do this right from the startup. Let's go. So the very first thing you're gonna do in order to prepare yourself for your taxes is set up a separate tax savings account. All right, so this does not have to be a business account per se. I know a lot of banks will only allow new and small businesses to set up one business account, so that's totally fine. This can be a personal savings account that you just label tax savings account, and you do wanna make sure it's linked to your business account though, so you can move money, so you can start saving for those tax payments. So step 2 is you're gonna start transferring a portion of all your income into your tax savings account. So the first question you're gonna ask me is how much? We are gonna start by telling you to save 30% of your gross revenue. That means all the money coming in. We're not accounting for expenses when we first start, okay? This is the easiest way to do it. You're gonna save 30% of all the income that comes in into this savings account. Next, you're gonna ask me, how often do I wanna make these transfers? Well, you guys, that's gonna depend. So if you're someone who gets paid infrequently and with large commission checks, so real estate agents, mortgage brokers, if that's you, then the easiest way to do that is every time you get a payment, take 30% of that payment and go shove it into your tax savings account. So if that wouldn't work for you, because maybe you get paid a lot more frequently, maybe you're getting a lot of payments, smaller payments throughout the week, then what I'm gonna suggest for you guys is that you set a regular day, either weekly, preferably weekly, or at the very, very most monthly, where you transfer your money from your operating account or your business bank account to your tax savings account. So what I want you to do, if this is you, I want you, if you're doing it weekly, okay, so every Friday, you're gonna pull up your bank statement, your online banking, and you're gonna look at how much money you made over the last week. So let's say you made $1,000, woohoo! Then you're gonna take 30% of that, those $300, and that's how much you're gonna transfer from your business bank account to your tax savings account. So if at all possible, you guys, I want you to set this up to be automatic. So if you're getting commission checks and if you're getting commission checks automatically or direct deposited and you can have them split between 2 accounts, you can do that. If you can set up a recurring transfer to come from your business bank account to your tax savings account, you can do that. But for most people, this is going to be a manual process. It's going to take your training yourself to know that either every time you get paid or every Friday that you go in and you make that transfer from your business account to your tax account. Okay, the biggest reason, you guys, it's so important for you to have these separate accounts is because out of sight, out of mind. Okay, you have to have these separate accounts and you have to make those transfers so you know that that money is untouchable. So step 3, now it's time to actually pay the government. So we're gonna make our quarterly estimated tax payments. So the best thing to do, you guys, is to go online to make these payments. A lot of people are gonna tell you can mail in checks, no, just go directly to either IRS Gov or to your state's revenue department's online site and make those payments electronically. That way you know they're paid on time, you know they're getting to the government agency, and you can immediately print out a payment confirmation that says, boom, I made my payment, here's the date I made it, here's how much I paid, and you can put those into a little folder where you're tracking all of your quarterly payments. So your due dates for when do you make these quarterly estimated payments, right? So April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and then your last one, technically not due till January 15th of the next year. I tell you to make them December 31st, but you do you. So the last thing when it comes to filing your taxes or handling your taxes as a single member LLC is to file your tax return. So what does that look like? So you are now going to file an additional form on your individual 1040 income tax return. You are now gonna file a Schedule C, which records your profit and loss from your business. So very important that you're keeping those good records of your income and your business expenses, right? So whether it's an Excel spreadsheet that you import from your bank account, or you're using a QuickBooks Online Self-Employed, or Xero tax bookkeeping software, somehow you want to make sure you're keeping good records so come tax time, you're not scrambling to try to figure out how much money you made and how much money you spent. You have it all in one place. The other thing you got to remember is, are those quarterly estimated tax payments you made? So you want to find those confirmations, and you're going to make sure those get entered into your tax return as well, because those don't actually go onto your Schedule C business. They go in a separate section. So you want to make sure those get recorded, because otherwise you're going to do your tax return and you're going to be like, why do I owe so much money when I paid money in all year? Because you didn't record your payments. So make sure you record those quarterly estimated payments that you worked so hard saving for and making on time. Finally, you guys, I do encourage every single business owner, no matter how small, to get a good accountant on your side. Okay, it is an expense that so many people think you have to grow into. But I think from the get-go, having a good accountant on your team is imperative. They are going to remind you to make these quarterly estimated tax payments. In some cases, they'll actually make them for you, you guys. We do that. They're going to be able to help you calculate more exact amounts. You know, we talked 30%, but they're going to be able to look at your specific tax picture and say, this is how much money we should actually be saving and making as quarterly estimated tax payments. A good tax accountant is also going to engage you guys, or be able to engage with you guys, in year-end tax planning. So they're going to be able to, at a minimum, sit down with you, look at how much you've made, look at how much you've paid, and figure out, yeah, you've paid in enough this year to satisfy your requirement. Or you know what, you actually made a lot more than it looks like you recorded, so we're going to have to make another payment here. Okay, that's another thing a really good tax accountant's going to be able to do for you. Finally, they're going to be able to file your tax return for you. Okay, they're going to be able to prepare that Schedule C, prepare your whole individual tax return, prepare it for you. And while they're doing that, again, a good accountant's going to be able to look and make sure you're taking all the deductions you can, making sure if there's additional deductions you could be taking or things you could be spending your money on in your business to reduce your taxable income, they'll be able to advise you on that and help you, because the whole goal, honestly, is to minimize that taxable income legally and legitimately, right? If you guys have any questions about what we talked about today, go ahead and leave a comment below. And then I highly, highly suggest you head on over to our Facebook community, Money, Taxes, and Finance for Small Business, because these topics are what we talk about on a regular basis and have live trainings on every week. You can access that group by clicking the link in the description box. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and while you're loving on me hard, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video.